Hey there, and welcome to a brand new First Strike review where I offer my impressions and recommendations on new games based on only a few hours or so of gameplay. Pardon the voiceover for this one. I have been training a new guy at work and I work in a factory, which means I've been shouting all day and my voice is not handling it well. Anyway, depending on how I decide, this month's First Strike will either be this title, which is Fire Emblem Engage, or Forspoken. So, I hope you're as pleasantly surprised as I am to see that I have chosen to cover Fire Emblem Engage. Let's get going! Okay, so I'm not one to get too interested in a game's art direction. Like, yeah, when it's really good, cool, but I play games for the gameplay and story more often. So, let me make this part as clear as possible. Everybody should buy this game for the art design alone. Sweet mama, this is easily the best looking game on the Switch ever. Yes, it's better than Mario, yes, it's better than Zelda, yes, it's better than Metroid and Xenoblade, and literally everything. The music is straight up electric, the visuals are crisp and clean, even for the distant camera and battle, and I've never been so in love with cutscenes and battle animations in my entire life. The character design is a little wacky, but you'll never be confused about which game these characters are from, because they look so unique, especially to other Fire Emblem games. Seriously, not exaggerating, I would pay $60 all over again just for a good look at the eye candy that is this game. Unfreaking believable. Whew, give me a second to catch my breath here. Okay, we're good. So, Fire Emblem stories are such that I only ever keep up at a surface level because the lore in this series seems so abstract, complicated, and convoluted that someone could explain it to me straight out and I'd still have trouble seeing how a game fits into the series' history. Having said that, Fire Emblem Engage takes place in a ring-shaped world known as Elyos. It's very fitting that it's shaped like that. I'll explain why soon. You play as Alir, or whatever you want to name your character, a divine dragon destined to wage war against the Fell Dragon, now on the verge of revival after being defeated and sealed away by you 1,000 years ago. You were wounded and kept in slumber for the last 1,000 years, so when you wake up, your memory is gone. Victory in the coming war is also dependent on your journey to gather 12 emblem rings, which contain the power of 12 emblem heroes of legend, which are the series' own biggest heroes, including Marth, Lyn, Byleth, Lucina, and a whole host of recognizable, gorgeous-looking faces. Sorry, just can't get over how pretty this game is. Honestly, I didn't realize until writing this part, you could almost copy and paste the story from Breath of the Wild here, but I hardly think that matters. It's a very solid premise, and maybe, just maybe, I'll get to see the end someday, because I'm about to talk about the gameplay. Here's the thing. On a list of video game genres based on my own skill level with the gameplay of said genre, strategy is at the bottom. I'm a gut instinct kind of guy, so when a game requires me to do a lot of thinking, I'm in big doo-doo trouble. That doesn't diminish the quality of the game, or even my enjoyment of it, but it's very difficult for me. I've been known to fail StarCraft's tutorials before, just being honest. So, Fire Emblem is one of the premier strategy franchises. One of the most hardcore of hardcore. No Nintendo fun for everyone here. Well, that's not so true anymore, thanks to casual mode, but gameplay in Fire Emblem is very chess-like, with you controlling a small army of very unique and likable characters, each with their own strengths and weaknesses for you to do battle with an enemy army along a grid. There are a large number of things to consider, including weapon advantages, special abilities, character relationships, battlefield terrain, and now I'm already lost personally. But this game has a cool new wrinkle with the emblem rings and said heroes of old. Once you fill up a gauge, generally by performing well in battle, the characters equipped with these rings can engage. Yes, that's the title, cute Nintendo. With these heroes, and gain a whole host of special abilities for 3 turns. They basically become superheroes from what I can tell, only limited by the narrow choice of commands for each turn. They can also use a super move once during this time that will basically guarantee an insta-kill, even on a lot of bosses. It's all very, very cool, and somehow keeps me very involved in the game, despite understanding basically nothing about how to play the game well. I actually forgot to write this part initially, so maybe that's a good sign. I don't really see any major pitfalls for this game. One thing that might be a bit unfortunate is that this game is likely to appeal to a lot of series newcomers that came into Three Houses to see what was up with the series. But Three Houses had a lot of unique gameplay ideas that really only worked in that game due to the school life simulation side of it. Most of the series doesn't have anything like that, including Engage from what I can see. They tend to consist of battle after battle with lots of story text, broken up by some character interaction and stat building opportunities at some sort of base. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if this game is that classic to the series just yet. It's not really a knock at the game in my book. It's just something that newer fans might not understand or like quite as much. Well, like I said, the art design on this game alone is well worth the price of admission. Yeah, you can look at the pretty pictures and such online, but it's just not the same. This game is truly beautiful and should absolutely win the art design award this year. As is always the case with this series, even if you barely know what's happening, the gameplay feels good and is really fun. The characters and story are solid too, but I understand that plenty of folks just can't stomach a commander's responsibilities and want to be boots on the ground, guns blazing and all that. So if strategy isn't your thing, it's okay to pass here. But if you love Fire Emblem or strategy in general, don't you dare skip this one. Thanks for checking out my thoughts on Fire Emblem Engage, so don't forget to engage with the like and subscribe buttons down below, and leave a comment if you got something you want to see. I'm up for suggestions. While I will generally limit these first strikes to one video a month, next month is a big one for me personally, and, well, I got friends that will also need to know about Hogwarts Legacy. So stay tuned, I'll see you in a couple weeks.